This is Sport Night Amplified with Andile, powered by SABC Sport. Exclusive to Metro FM. Game over.
This is Sports Night Amplified with Andile. I am Andile Ncube. We're coming at you a little bit late. Technology not working with us. I'm out in Durban and I'm trying to broadcast and give you the best show possible that sounds the quality of what Metro FM is known for and what you've always upheld us to be. But technology is not quite working with us. But hopefully we'll be able to sort it out. I've got the gents with me. Pro Pilan is going to be joining with me. He's actually right next to me here, but we can't even be talking on the same mic. Also in the KZN is Konza. I must let you know that the PSL, the DSTV Premiership, is something we hold in such high regard. It's something that's given life to us and so many. And as much as we comment on it and we criticize here and then, we give our views here and there, we always need to do so with the utmost of respect. So with that being said, we have benched Nadim. We've given him a 2-game suspension because of comments made last week, because we always need to be respectful in all we do. We absolutely admire what he does and we think he's really great at his job, but we need to perhaps be a little bit more respectful of what we do. I'll explain to you what the show's about when we come back. It is for the love of the game that we're with you. It's SABC Sport, bringing you Sports Amplified with Andile. Listen, we've been running a competition all week long for the Proteas women alongside our friends out at Telkom. I can tell you that because of the technicalities that we're having at the moment, we are going to take a break from it today, but I do promise you that next week I'll give you those prizes as promised. At the moment, the way that we are working and the technical issues we're having is not going to work out with the competition as well. So do forgive me on that one. Now, the show today is going to be an exciting one because we get to reflect on what we witnessed it's not last night, is it? It's the wee hours of this morning when I was up at 1:30 to watch a broadcast by Dumi, Dr. Kumalo, as well as Janine van Veek, who gave us a perfectly great executed build-up, halftime, as well as end of the match analysis of Banyana Banyana. Banyana Banyana playing Argentina 2-0 up at some point, yet we came out with a draw. Pilan is with us, as well as Konza. Konza. Usepe, Richards Bay. Konza. I'm good, Konza, man. I know we're going to get Pro Pilan back on the line as well. Konza, we're speaking about the Banyana Banyana game against Argentina a little bit earlier, but let's start perhaps with the goalkeeping department. We've said this before, but we'll go into it again. Andile was South Africa's number one. Won us the AFCON, one of the great players at AFCON as well. She came up with the golden gloves from that. But since then, she comes back to Sundowns, where she was number one as well.
Yeah.
This season at Sundowns, she's only played 5 matches. The last time Andile played was in April.
In February, yeah.
So what does Desiree Ellis do? Does Desiree Ellis still say, hey, Andile hasn't played this whole season, played 5 games this year, hasn't played since April, it's a World Cup, already I've picked her as the number 2. Do I throw her in there as the number 1?
If you look at this matter, Andile, I think it's a question of preparation, because we're not part of the preparation. So what happens during the preparation, it's what Desiree sees, and she makes a decision on who to start and not to start. And obviously it's not only Andile, but also there's no Malco situation where I believe that the continuity from the WAFCON, we've conceded 1 goal in AFCON, but Malco is not starting with a new type of different centre back. But the Andile situation, I think for me, it's a question of who is that can answer better based on the preparation. But I believe also maybe the match sharpness is not there from Andile, who hasn't played a match since February, April. So I think Ute sees it better than us, because sometimes it is nice for us to make those assumptions. She's not playing Andile and all that. But from the preparation point of view as a coach, you see it better because you know who's ready for a match. So I think also it's a matter of preferences, because sometimes depending on the opposition, remember your strategy is informed by the strength and weaknesses of the opposition. Maybe she feels that Kaylin Swart will be better in terms of dealing with the area balls that if you look at Sweden, we struggle again to deal with those high balls, but I believe that Ute will be able to answer it better because she sees the preparation, and everybody's asking the question, but why Andile is not starting? And everybody, we thought the continuity will continue from the WAFCON, but again, she comes out differently.
But WAFCON Benin, Mkonza, if we're saying we must continue from WAFCON, WAFCON Benin.
That is why, Andile, I said, it's a matter, if you look at the preparation, in preparation, what happens? Yes, WAFCON was last year, But again, remember, as a coach, you develop a core team that you believe in. If there's no injuries or suspension or whatever the case might be, you want to keep that. I mean, we've done well in AFCON. We've considered one goal. So yes, AFCON was last year, but again, also for a matter of your core as a team, you need to have the consistency in terms of selection and your lineup and tactics. So I think.
Am I understanding you to say you would take it on? You would say to yourself, she hasn't played much football. She's not number one at Sundowns right now. You throw her in there. No,
but for me, Andile, I'll go with the form. I'll go with who does well now, because what happened last year is completely different. And obviously, Andile.
But you don't know my form. I'm not playing.
But Andile, at the same time, yes, you need to be on form to perform in the highest level in the World Cup. This is a World Cup. This is not manga business. World Cup, you need to be a top situation for a player to perform. So who's fit for the match? Because yes, you can use your past and say reference. Yeah, we've done well there, but now this is a different day. So you need deliverance and then the proper application in today's match. Yeah.
Right, let's hear from Desiree, because she did do a post-match interview. Hear what she's had to say, then we'll go to Pro Pilani.
I don't think it's the defence, to be honest. The defence held out really well. It's the chances we create. It's the moments we get into the final third and we make the wrong decisions. When there are players running free in on goal. If you make better decisions, we talk differently once again. It's about making better decisions in the final third when we're running through. It doesn't matter who scores. It's about putting someone in who's in a better position, who has an opportunity to score. That's the problem, that we don't take those chances. So you cannot say, like Tembi says, the defence. Our defence has been magnificent. So if we take our chances, we have a different conversation.
That's Desiree Ellis, the coach of Banyana Banyana, after the game against Argentina. We conceded 2 goals, both late after having led 2-0. We conceded 2 goals after having led 1-0 against Sweden. She feels it's not our defense. Our defense has been magnificent. Yes, up front, Tembi Khatlana in particular. We saw that we could have done better. We could have shared the ball a little bit more. Pro, what do you make of what we just heard from the coach?
Andile, first and foremost, one of the most difficult things in football is to hear a coach and a player sounding like they are going at each other. Because what Coach Diaz is talking about, she seems like she's responding to what Tembi has been saying. But for me, I, to be honest with you, I agree with Coach Diaz. Had we taken our chances, had we done better in the final third, we were not going to be talking about all these things. We were not even going to be accusing Kaylin Swart as being the weakest link in the team. But for me, I think that Kaylin Swart has been magnificent for Banyana Banyana. It's so unfortunate that she's been conceding those goals. But if you look at how the team has played and you look at how the team has organized itself, and you look at the way the guys have been playing at the back. For me, I think we were let down mostly by the way we failed to take our chances. And it's so unfortunate that Coach Diaz has to respond the way that she has responded. And I just hope that the team get back together and fight in order to take us forward in the final match.
Mkwanza, there's been a lot. I mean, if we put Andile Dlamini aside and we look at Kaylin Swart, has she been that bad that people are saying, where's Andile? In your view, the 2 matches we've played, the 4 goals that we've conceded, has she been that bad? Are those goals down to her? Mkwanza? Oh, we seem to have lost Mkwanza there. Like I said, guys, we're doing this on the road. All 3 of us at the moment in the KZN traveling to Ulundi. And, we try to use the technology that we've got available to us using a system called Clean Feed to be able to bring you this broadcast. Mkwanza's going to be back on the line now. We're speaking about Banyana Banyana, and of course you can get on and send us your voice notes and get in on the conversation with your thoughts and what it is that you think as far as this is concerned. A lot of you asking where Andile Dlamini is, and that I can take. It's the slander of Kaylin Swart that I'm wondering, is it called for? 060-552-7303 is your WhatsApp line. 086-000-2160 is the line to which you can call us on. That was, of course, that we heard a little bit earlier there, the voice of our coach, Desiree Ellis, speaking about this matter. Do we have Mkwanza back? I'm good. I was asking you before, Kaylin Swart, 4 goals conceded. Is it down to her? Has she been that bad? Should we be asking for Andile? Is it down to goalkeeping errors?
And to my honest opinion, I don't really think Swat has done that bad. I tell you what, defensively we were naive. Defensively we couldn't deal with anything that was imposed on us. So we're expecting Ukelin to deal with all the defensive issues that we've had. Defensively we didn't look solid. Remember, the solid defense is the foundation of an attacking influence. So I believe that defensively they were not solid. We looked panicky. We looked like we were not sure of what we were doing. I hear the element that we've missed so many chances, but again, you need to solidify the defense. So, and our spine is not solid. We look when we're under pressure. We go into shell. We're afraid to make mistakes, and we defend in numbers. There are moments where it requires our individual defending to be able to deal with the ball, teammates, opposition. These are the things that I think for the first time I'll be criticizing the technical team. I thought the 72 minutes we are leading the match is 2-0. Technical team needed to come up with a strategy to say, we're not saying we want to defend, but every time we get possession, we don't even connect two passes. We lose position. How do you expect to win matches? Because Argentina, I don't think the quality side, and Italy will be more difficult than Argentina. But I thought today we could have done better. 2-0 up, we needed to not to protect it, but also to dominate the game, because Argentina were there for taking, but we allowed them to come back to get to a 2-2, which leave a bitter taste in our mouth, because we could have done better defensively and also imposing our game. I thought if you look at this tournament holistically, in the last two matches, we haven't imposed our game, passing game, but also we're leaning back, we're sitting in the low block trying to use counter. Utembi isolated alone. And she struggles sometimes because she has to take a decision and a rash decision because she's under pressure against 2 or 3 defenders. So these are the things we need to work on. And I expect the technical team from their technical report to see this and sort it out, because if came in Italy will be more difficult than Argentina and Sweden. Italy, they better in terms of the quality.
Well, let's move on from this matter here. I mean, we are going to now do the maths, and the maths is as simple as this. We need Sweden to do us the favors. Pro, perhaps you can tell us what needs to happen now for Banyana Banyana to go through.
Hey, we need Sweden to beat Italy, and one wonders if Tina Finayo any capacity to beat Italy in the final match, because by looking at the way we played, for me, I think we gave away these points. The point that we talked, we gave them away. We shouldn't have lost the match against Sweden, and we shouldn't have drawn against Argentina. But she will miss the next game, and we are not sure at the moment whether Orefile Jane will be available. We are not sure of the situation, whether she's 100% fit or not. So, as fans of Banyana Banyana, we are indecisive and naughty. We don't know what to expect on Wednesday. But whatever happens, I know that Coach Des knows best, and she will put the best available players on the day. And we just hope and pray, and hope that we just make it through to the next round. But I'm not sure whether.
So we need Italy to do us a favor. So we need Sweden to do us a favor and beat Italy, and then go on to beat Argentina as well.
The moment you start talking about favors, it shows that you don't have the capacity to compete at this level at the moment. For me, I think we let ourselves down against Sweden, we let ourselves down against Argentina, and we should, if ever we bow out against Italy, we should bow out with style, and we should bow out with a victory. And I will not accept anything less than a victory against Italy. But Italians are a very difficult team, but I believe the girls will do something for the nation.
Right, let's move on from Banyana Banyana and their game, wee hours of the morning, that was live on SABC Sport as we bring you the FIFA Women's World Cup, a game every day. Let's move on to Stan Matthews, CEO out at SuperSport. He sold Thapelo Maseko now to Sundowns, but this is what he had to say about that move. Pro, I'm sure you've heard it, you've seen the news on it as well. Stan Matthews feels that Maseko shouldn't have moved to Sundowns, feels that he's not going to be playing at Sundowns, and he says he told him, Maseko, don't go to Sundowns. You're not going to get game time at Sundowns. And even if Barcelona tries to, and he uses that term in particular, that team, says even if Barcelona try to buy you from Sundowns, they have the power to keep you and they won't let you go.
It's a difficult one. I don't know. When he says that, he says based on what? But Thapelo Maseko, for me, looks like a direct replacement. Cassius Malula at Sundowns, and I want to believe that the Sundowns, they know why they brought him on board. I know Sundowns in a history
signing players and not fielding them at times. But I want to believe when they went and spent the amount of money that they are allegedly to have spent on Uthapelo Maseko, they spent on someone that are going to play him right away. I don't know at the moment, but you can't take everything that has been said.
But you're saying alleged, so tell us the alleged.
Yeah, the alleged is around about 15 meters, but I'm not sure whether it's true. Andile, to be honest with you, so I don't want to put my credibility on the line and go with that with those figures. But for me, I want to believe Uthapelo Maseko is going to do well for himself, and is going to help Mamelodi Sundowns win the Champions League, because that's the only thing that they are looking for, and eventually qualify for a Club World Cup.
Well, let's hear from Stan Matthews. I believe the clip is now ready.
Yes, it would have been stunning and amazing to keep Maseko for another year. I wanted to keep him for another year. And if you're asking me, was it a good move for Maseko? I don't think it was a good move for Maseko. And I told Maseko, I don't think it's a good move for him, because I don't think he's going to get the game time at Sundowns that he got for me.
Look, first things first, we need to, because the thing Stan Matthews is taking it from, let's look at the offer itself. Maseko had an offer at Belgium, who gave KVC Westerlo. So at 19, you get an opportunity to have a team like AS Belgium that wants you. That's number one. I think you need to take it as a player. But Sundowns financial muscle helps in this situation, because it's marginal or better offer than what Westerlo was offering. So Maseko, I think for me, it's going to be tough, because the competition also is high at Sundowns. But the Sundowns now project package, but it's so huge on Andile. We can't take that for granted. But I think for a player at 19 years of age, a move to Belgium would have made a lot of sense. I'm not undermining Sundowns project, but I'm saying a move to Belgium at 19 is a great move. It was going to do him a world of good in terms of developing, in terms of environment. I'm not saying Sundowns environment is not correct, but in terms of understanding the culture and we haven't look by so much buyer to these leagues when Andile. It was going to do us well as a country also at the very same time. But I believe that Sundowns financial muscle has helped in this situation. That's why they're saying we'll go for Maseko. But starting it's going to be tough, because the competition, Abu Mudiba and all the people that is going to be competing with is not just going to be easy. If he doesn't get game time, it's gonna be a year of him sitting because Maseko in that position, it's going to be tough. But I believe that Maseko is looking at his financial profitability in this situation. I hope that our advisors will always advise properly these players, because sometimes but at 19,
are you thinking about money? Are you not thinking about career progression?
That is why I said going to Belgium would have made sense for me, for Maseko. But I believe my advisors they look at the financial muscle, because Sundowns, if you look at the deal itself, it's marginal. Sundowns it beat Westerlo offer. So that means there's a financial engagement in this situation. But for me, for Maseko, Belgium would have made sense, not disrespecting the project at Sundowns.
Oh, that's a Maseko to Sundowns. Speaking of SuperSport still, SuperSport have now gotten over AmaZulu. Sianda Kulu, the KZN boy, has decided to rather go to Tshwane, Pretoria, go back to Joburg, where of course he spent some time when he was at Kaizer Chiefs. Not the best of time for him, but he seems to have matured a little bit more than what he was when he was at Kaizer Chiefs. What do you make of Sianda Kulu, a favorite of Hugo Bruce? Hugo Bruce has said that he likes a player when he's playing and he's fit, he'll always want to have him in his squad. He moves to SuperSport United. Pro?
A thorough professional, very respectable young man. I'm saying he's a young man because he's younger than me, but thorough professional, put Andile, and a very, very disciplined human being. And I want to believe that Coach Gavin Hunt, he saw the leadership in him as well. He wants somebody that's going to complement with Tyson at the back with a cool head and with a matured mind, and somebody that understands the game, and someone that is also an international. I think that one of the reasons that you said I might have thought about is the AFCON, because most of the players that are in the Bafana setup, they want to be part of the AFCON, because they know with Hugo Bruce nothing is guaranteed. You can't say that you are in the team until your name is announced squad list. So for me, it's a good signing for SuperSport United. I think this is one side that is showing very much maturity in terms of their signings. They really want to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns at the top. Remember, Sundowns is a team that every team should aspire to challenge, because we can't have a team that wins the league with 7 games to spare. So for me, I feel this is a good move for Gavin Hunt, and I just hope that he utilizes him well. He can play him in a back 3, he can play him in a back 4 as a second centre back. So he's got a lot of options. He can also play in the central defensive midfield roles, and he's a very, very versatile player. So I think he's going to add a lot of quality in that defense of SuperSport United.
You agree?
I agree, Andile, in a sense that they've lost to the Tokwe. Sianda Kulu comes in hand in a sense that he's a Bafana regular who squad Saga Bruce. But it's not just, modern football is not just about signing a player who only play or Amamesh, and you also need a dressing room personality. You need Abu Sianda Kulu, who's been in plays all over, understands the dynamics of football. So it's good for dressing room for Sianda, but also it's SuperSport are doing it. Their business model is very solid, Andile. I'm looking at, they've done good business with Sundowns. If you go back to Abotebuko, Mkwena, Abo Mbule, now Maseko, and Abo Bumutiba, SuperSport are doing this business.
Why is that? Why is it that so many of Sundowns players are coming from SuperSport in particular?
It's because it offer Sundowns what they offer SuperSport with the players at SuperSport. Their development can actually also about something about their development. I've been in that club. Their development is top level. It's among the top in the country. When they develop a player, they develop a fully fledged player that will immediately start. Not a player that's still going to sit on the bench. They develop players properly at SuperSport. So obviously, any club would want to do business with SuperSport because they could see in terms of their model of developing. That is why SuperSport, most of their players, they end up going to a big club like Sundowns, because Sundowns, a project, I spoke about Sundowns project, it's so huge. Sundowns, they are prepared to break the bank in order to be able to have these fully grown and developed players from SuperSport, which is SuperSport, double calling Arrows. They've got top development, because if you can't buy Andile, you need to develop properly, and it is a model that some of the teams need to use that model. Which more was with our you buy a player. You need to have a good development structure so that you'll be able to promote these youngsters. But your development also is not strong enough. So SuperSport has done well in that regard. That is why they've done so much business at Sundowns, because they develop top quality players. You can look at the players that I've mentioned, man. They are top players and they are regulars at Sundowns.
It's 18:46 on the Mighty Metro FM. In about 4 minutes, we'll be taking your calls and WhatsApps. Calls on 086 000 2160. WhatsApp on 060 552 7303. Last one. We had the lawyer of Royal AM in studio speaking to us on Wednesday. Pro, I'm not sure how much of that conversation you heard with Liruma Tobejane, a friend of the room, of course, here on Sports that Amplified with Andile. Royal AM cannot sign players. That we know for definite, regardless of what we're told, a week and a half ago, with the case of Cas having to rule over this. But they can't sign players right now, and they've been dealt yet another blow at the moment.
But Andile, when we spoke about this Royal AM situation a couple of weeks back, and I said, I just wish the club can focus on the footballing side and leave all these things out of it. I understand that they are also fighting for their rights. They're fighting for what they believe is right, but this is a distraction that the club does not need. And we saw what happened to Kaizer Chiefs, and we've seen teams like Chippa United escaping the ban by settling the debts that they are told that they have with the player. So for me, I do believe that this is not what Dual AM needs. They really need to get the players that they want, that they feel that they can help the team, and they need to get back on the pitch and fight for their pride, and also they just secured the sponsorship at Peter Marisburg with the Umsondozi municipality. I think these are positives that Royal AM should focus on, and I just hope and pray that whatever the lawyer that is advising them on, Mamtize and the entire family, they can decide to, we are leaving this thing out. We are settling whatever that we need to settle, and we are organizing the team.
So basically, this is your long-winded way, Pro, of saying they must pay the money.
Yes, put Andile, because with cash you will never win. If you don't believe me, you can ask Kaizer Chiefs.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get them Konza's views. Netball, South Africa is playing right now. The Proteas are underway. They are currently leading Wales 32-24 at the end of the second quarter. You get him, Proteas. Get him, girls.
This is Sport Night Amplified with Andile. Okay.
Bella Mpho Munatedi Makova. She's the first female official in Africa to receive International Tennis Federation white badge certification. Also, the fourth South African woman to achieve an international chief umpire qualification.
I never had a racket. My brothers made a tennis racket for me out of the box Lady Tomatoes.
Box Edi
Tamati, that old box Edi Tamati. And then my late sister Rose bought me my first ever racket. Still have that racket in my room. I played till I get to provincial levels. Due to ill health, I had to stop playing, so I couldn't participate as much as I wanted to participate. I fell in love with officiating there and then. And I said, you know what, this is something that I actually want to do. That's where my love for umpiring started.
Weekdays, 6 till 7 p.m. on Metro FM.
Welcome back at Sports Amplified with Andile. Listen, we got off to a shaky start, but conversations did flow, and I'd love to hear from you. Do contact us. Let's have open conversations on everything that you've experienced this week as far as the show is concerned, and of course, all the news bits that have come out of this week. 086-000-2160, WhatsApp on 060-552-7303. Mkonza, I cut just before I got to you there on the matter of Royal AM. Many are saying, leave it alone, pay the 12 million and move on. But it's hard to pay 12 million rands of money you don't feel you owe. It can't be easy, even if you are billionaire monkeys. Ooh, I think we've had an issue there. Malcolm, we should have voice notes, and let's start taking our calls there as well. There is 7 minutes to go till top of the hour, of course. And remember, SABC tomorrow, bringing you some games, huh? So that very same Royal AM, we're speaking about, you're going to be able to see them in action tomorrow. A full day of fixtures at the Mangosuthu Cup that we're going to be covering for you tomorrow. But let's hear what you've had to say on voicemail.
Evening, Miss Andile, Bertrand Dusan from Divan. Yeah, first I would like to congratulate Banyana Banyana for the effort this morning. Yeah, but we can't isolate this one. I think if we recall our last game at Bafana with Morocco, a Moroccan keeper made a blunder in the first Bafana goal. I think these things happen in football. We have to hold our heads up and just pray for the girls to do better in the last game. Hope we go to the next round. Big up, Chesho.
Hello.
Yo, be the best in your team before you can be
Malcolm?
The best for the national team. You can't just walk into the starting lineup when you were not starting for your team. So the coach knows what she's doing with the team. Let's just support Banyana and hope for the best. This is Musanekiti and Interfulkop.
Hi, Andile. This is Sianda in Cape Town. You guys are just being generous. You are just being generous with this goalkeeper person. If you concede 4 goals, I don't care who says what. It's 4 goals conceded to the very same goalkeeper. Don't be generous here, guys, and trying to be politically correct. The goalkeeper has conceded 4 goals. Again, Desiree is wrong in suggesting that the defense is not a problem. Again, it's the same defense that has allowed 4 goals to go past. So you cannot make those stories up, Andile. That's the fact. Lastly, it's so wrong as well. I'm seeing a coach who's losing his dressing room or who's applying to lose her dressing room. How do you criticize or make a comment overriding the comment that is made by one of your players? This is just all wrong, man.
Good evening, Dipara, Propilani, and Mkonza Risto. Zulugana in Durban, Pakania. I watched the game, which I did not sleep. The girls played very well. Badlalile abantwana mfethu. Amaphutha ke game ayenzeka. Amaphutha ayenzeka bafethu. Lapha bese sidinga nje umuntu ozocisha igame. Siphuthisele 2-0 lead because bese siba lead labantu ngo-2-0. Bafaka lo sisi lona ofaka i-tattoo ka Ronaldo lo abangamfuni. Wangena waba yiphele endlebeni. That's where we lost the game. I mean, that's where. But then as for Swart, ngiyakhala ngo-goal number 2.
I think
the glancing header, yeah.
Swart uyazidla. Even Desiree today, she costed us a lot. The technical team, as Mkonza is saying, they costed us a lot.
Andile Dlamini, I think she should be introduced because we know of what she can do. It doesn't matter when did she play, but we know of her qualities. We know of her qualities. I've seen teams like Argentina. Argentina, Alvarez. They've not been playing in their squad. In Manchester City, but he was there in the World Cup. They played very well. It doesn't matter when did you play, but what about the qualities of the player, the quality of the player? Yes.
Good evening, Andy.
Let's take perhaps one last one and then take some calls. Just one or two calls.
Good evening, Andy. Honestly speaking, I think Banyana Banyana are playing very well. They are playing very well, considering that this is their first appearance in the world stage in terms of World Cup. Honestly speaking, I think we gave away all the 2 games that we played. We gave away points. If we had that little experience, I think we could have done better. But I think with international exposure, as time goes, we will be talking a different story. But in terms of the level of play, I think Banyana Banyana were to, like, in the last 15 minutes, by disappointing. They are losing concentration, by a collapse completely. You understand? See you into level as Kawata. So let's see what goes on Wednesday, because very sadly I'm a calculator manje. KJ and Rastenbeck.
Thank you very much. Also, the amount of people that woke up to support Banyana Banyana at 2 a.m, brilliant to see. Let's do it one last time in the group stages, and hopefully we go through to the last 16 as well. Oh, Mkaya, Mzilangata, Kongo Snow Church, Ncube. Mzilangata.
Hello, Andile, how are you?
Yeah, get right, man, Ncube. Talk to me.
Yeah, no, I just want to weigh in on the issue about Karen Swalt, man. I think the people are being unfair on her because if you look at it, I think it was just the structure of our defense that they lose concentration, because if you look at the time that we considered those goals, it was almost towards the end of the game. And I think even the technical team have got to also take blame on this one, because they should be able to manage the game. When you are leading 2-0 at that stage, manage the game, bring in defenders to defend. And the other one, it would be that one of Tembi. I think Tembi has been the main culprit when it comes to not actually passing the ball to the people that are actually well positioned to score. If she had done what she did with that pass to Linda Mutlalo, we would be talking something different here. If she can also improve, because I think the coach has been seeing all this time. Why is it that she's not correcting that thing in their training and actually make sure that the players actually have to comply to her instructions, like, please pass the ball to the person that is well positioned to score. We'll be talking something different now.
Thank you so much, Ncube. I appreciate it. But in that same breath, Mkwanza, I'm not sure if he's back with us. Thank you so much. And Propilani. Next week is the big one, because next week we build up to this season. Everybody nails themselves to a cross. Who wins it? Who's in the top 2, top 8? Who is most likely, because of what they've signed and what they've done, to relinquish at the bottom? Well, languish at the bottom, rather.